Your property value. Here's what I've been saying for years. We don't decide what your home's worth. The market does. Factors that will affect the value of your home in today's market do include. This again is, now this is in your buyer's guide or seller's guide, sorry. And if you're not emailing people or seller's guide, I don't care if other agents copy it and use this stuff, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's that we use it effectively, right? And I know that agents are, I've seen them. It's like, oh, that's funny. I take it as a compliment though, instead of, oh my God. But it's like, okay. But fact of the matter is, send them out. When you're working with somebody to list their house, send it to them. You don't want to hand it to them when you're there unless you hand it to them before you leave, because they'll stop and start reading it. Yeah. That defeats the purpose of being a salesperson. Being a salesperson, I want to look you in the eye and I want to talk to you about what we've already discussed and what you already know and the comps and where are we, right? So those comps are what point to price. Setting the right price from the beginning is the deciding factor on how long it's going to take for your home to sell. Wouldn't you agree? It is what it is. How about location? It's the single most important factor in determining the value of the property. It's what are the other homes around it going for, and that location, you know, are they close to schools? If they're equestrians, is it close to the feed mills? Is it close to other people that are equestrian? Is it in a gated equestrian community? What are people looking for? You know, it's just those kind of things. So location does affect value. There's no doubt about it. But you also need to, as a salesperson, know how to sell the location once you get the listing. If you can't sell, let's just go to right across the street here, your mom's place, Greenfield and Millbrook Circle and all of that. If you can't sell the golf course that goes with that, if you can't sell the schools that go with that, if you can't sell the fact that, hey, this restaurant's here, this restaurant's here, you know, you can put your boat in right down there, and we need to go down those trails. People don't just want to know about the house. Yeah. They want to know about the lifestyle. Right. That's just so important. So we need to be sure we do that. That's why location's important for us to know. Condition. Of course, we were talking about this. Your house is pink. That one we're probably never going to win with the seller unless it's pink inside. Then I could say, you know, if we go to a more neutral color, I think it's going to sell faster. So the speed of the sale is definitely affected by the condition of the property. Because prospective buyers often make purchases based on emotions, first impressions. They smell that new carpet when they walk in. The fresh paint looks great. The house is clean. It just helps optimize the physical appearance of your home by maximizing the buyer's perception of value, right? I mean, that works. If they're not willing to do it and you're doing an open house and you see a vacuum cleaner, what are you going to do? I'm gonna vacuum. Yeah, I don't care. I am definitely humble in this arena. It's like whatever needs to be done, I'm doing it. I had one of our sellers at one point get told by the neighbor, you know, your agent was actually out pruning your bushes out front down your walkway. And he was like, I know, he's the realtor Nazi. He has given me so many lists of things to do, and that was on it, and I didn't have it done. You're right. And I didn't do it, and he's out there doing it. It'd make me feel bad, except I'm glad he did it. That was the way it went. So, you know, but I was doing an open house. And people walking down the sidewalk to get to the house, getting hooked by things and having to dodge. Yeah, it's not cool. Yeah. And people pull up in front of a house. If the, you know, pygmy date palms are usually one of the big ones that cause problems because they hang low and you can trim them up so pretty. And people can't see the front door. I'll prune them. And people are in trouble. They come home, it's like, oh, wow, that looks great. It's like, yes, because you can see the door now. But it does help people get out of the car. So when you're listing, this property value thing, when you're listing, condition, people invite you in. What's one of the first things you may consider doing with them?
Do you want to step outside of the room?
Yeah, before I come in and you give me a tour of your home, let's come outside and look at it from a buyer's perspective from the street. Right? Mm-hmm. I don't know if I did that at that point with you or if I did it at a different point, but we did it. And we had them remove some bushes and change some things and clean up just a few things right at the entry.
You got to get them to the door.
Yeah, it's the entry. It's that curb appeal is everything. And then there's timing, right? Property values are affected by current real estate market. And, you know, we can't manipulate the market. We'll collaborate on pricing and market strategy. That'll take advantage of the first 30 days your property is listed. This window of opportunity when buyers, sellers, this is the window of opportunity. That 30 days is the window of opportunity when buyers and their agents discover your property and most likely to visit and make offers. It's so painful when homes don't sell in that first 30 days because all of a sudden it starts getting stagnant and that makes it rough. So seller presentation, how to explain the pricing to your seller and land the listing. At the end of my presentation tonight, one of three things is going to happen. You'll have the opportunity to list your home with me. You'll decide not to list your home with me. I'll decide not to take your listing. Any one of these is going to be fine. Let's just figure out where we're at. But this one confuses people. They're like, what?
That's what I'm laughing at.
And it's like, I think they need to understand that we may not want to take the listing if they don't want to price it where we want it. And you know, is it worth our time? If we need the listings, it's worth doing sometimes. Of course, I just turned 2 down and got the guy really mad at me, but that's okay. He got offended that I didn't think the home was worth like $38,000 more than any other home in the neighborhood. That's like, just not going to happen, man. And here's where I am willing to list it at. We didn't do it. And he had interesting names for me, and that's fine. I have very thick skin. I don't care. Let's quickly take a moment and review the questions I asked you over the phone. You've talked over the phone to these people. You know, you didn't just show up at their doorstep. You said you were moving to. What are we doing? We're establishing motivation. You're moving to Georgia, right? You're moving because you wanted to be close to your kids and the grandkids, right? Okay, you said you had to be there by the end of August. Whew, that's going to be tough, but we can make it happen. We would like to price your home at $39,000 over what any other homes in the neighborhood have sold for, right? Okay, well, we'll talk about that in a minute. But you said you owe, and you know, why not ask them, what do they owe on the home? But some people, we got to get that because we owe that much. All right. But then there's also those that you have to remind them that they already spent their profit. If they have to pay off a home equity line of credit, you already spent your profit. We're just trying to get it all back for you now, so you're clean out of these loans. And then you can move forward to your next home. You did want your money out, right? Okay, these are just bam, bam, bam. And you should be able to handle these. If you don't remember these, it's okay because they are in the seller price presentation in your seller's guide. Only 2 reasons, only 2 issues you have to look at tonight. First, your motivation to sell this home. Secondly, the price we sell your home for, right? I've prepared what we call a professional market analysis, right? You're going to be handing that to them, even though I hate to because they immediately pull it open and start reading it, but it's okay. There's 2 parts to the research. We call one fantasy land. That's where homeowners list homes for what they think. And part 2, where we call reality, what real estate agents list and sell homes for. It's one thing to list, it's another thing to list and sell. We're going to decide tonight where you want to spend your time, right? The purpose of a professional market price analysis is to determine the value of your home in the eyes of a buyer. Do you know how buyers determine value? Buyers determine value by comparison shopping. Just like somebody that's going to a store to get any product that they want, people comparison price homes. We need to help sellers understand that. Look, homes in our immediate community are selling for this. Okay, but let me show you what that price point will buy in our overall community, and then let's make an informed decision. Does that make sense? Okay, that's the way I go. And of course, you're looking for homes that have similar benefits and things to them. For example, we're going to purchase a new car. It's the same thing I was just talking about. One has Bluetooth on and fancy rims, one doesn't. Which one are you going to buy for the same price? Or $20,000 more? Yeah. And then ask them the question, why? Because you're building it into their mind now that, oh, that's why. If you ask them why, let them answer. A lot of people bulldoze on this. Don't. Just take your time. This is a conversation. A good listing appointment, I'll be there for almost 2 hours. I don't know why it takes me that long, but it does. And I think it's also you're establishing rapport. You're connecting on other items, the things that they do, places you've been. Oh wow, that's cool. It's personal. So let's keep it. Yeah, right. Let's keep it relational. So who cares about that? So you see, So you can see if you want to increase the value, you need to lower the price or have more features, benefits for the same price. Does that make sense? If your home has less, the price comes down. If your home has more, we can come up, but only on certain items. Just because you've just painted the inside of your house and put the new roof on it doesn't mean we're going to get a tremendous amount more than the guy that has not. Because typically across the neighborhood, the ones we're looking at have already done that because it's routine maintenance and you are deferring maintenance. Same thing with an AC unit. Don't get me wrong, people love it. And it's going to increase your price a little bit because they're not going to have to do that, but it's going to definitely help with the sale of the house. No doubt about it. Okay. So you got to really talk people through that. How about, I have a hot tub out back and we love it. That's got to raise the value of my home. Well, we live in Florida. Some people really don't want to be hotter. I have a hot tub, I love it, but, you know, and I would tell them that I have a hot tub and I love it, but I wouldn't expect somebody to pay me for it being there. The reality of it is I can take it with me. It's portable. If I want to go through that hassle, or I can leave it and it's a bonus to somebody. But oftentimes what people don't understand is the buyer will go, is there any way to just make that go away? Certain items. How about a pool that's not in ground? A lot of buyers are like, I do not want that thing there. If you get rid of it, I'll buy it. And people try and sell that as a house with a pool. That's not accurate in our MLS. It's just not. That's a temporary structure. So unless you're planning on adding more features and benefits to your home, are you? Okay, well then the price is the only issue. Can I show you what I mean? Look, this home's just like yours. Look at the number of bedrooms, look at the square footage, look at the number of bathrooms. All right, I know you remodeled your bathroom, and that is going to get you more money, by the way. But let's just start here with the value. And unfortunately, our new CMA systems, in case anybody from our MLS system watches this video, the new CMA system stinks compared to the old one, where we had a lot of auto things that would fill in when we established price values, and the new one doesn't do that, and it makes all of our jobs harder to do. So if anybody listens to this, pay attention. Now, this home is just like yours: bedrooms, square footage, bathrooms. You know this neighborhood. You're showing the ones that are right next door to them, and that community even has more amenities. And this is what they're asking. Have you seen this house? You know, you're going down that trail. Your house is better. Why? Okay. Sometimes you're going to tell them this. Look, your house is better. You've got a remodel kitchen that's dynamite. Your bathrooms are great. Okay, I know you blew out a wall over there and modified that. That doesn't add to the value of your home. I apologize, it just doesn't. Now you remodeled the home to meet your needs. Your kitchen, your bathrooms, yes. You added a pool, yes, it's going to add value. It's not going to add as much money as you put into it though. That's hard for people to accept. How much do I get? Maybe 50%. That's reality. Okay. And then of course, what price were you thinking? Look how long that one's been on the market. You need to be in Georgia by August 30th, right? Well, let's make that happen. What price do you feel we could create a value in buyer's eyes? We get someone to decide that your home is the one. It's better than the competition. They're going to want it. Now that you've seen these other prices, we're just going through our CMA, right? You've seen the other prices. I would recommend that you put it here. Of course, oftentimes what I do is I recommend that this is going to be the sales price. People get confused that I'm saying that's the listing price all the time. And they'll bristle, they'll go like, well, these homes are asking this. This is what I think that you need to understand that it might sell for. Okay, we really need to look at that. And if we're going to list your home tonight, we need to figure out what the price is that we're going to list it for. Because we do want some negotiation wiggle room in there. Unless you just want to put a spot on with the market, which is what I would highly recommend. If you want it sold by the end of next month, let's do that. Wouldn't you agree that would make sense? And people are like, yeah, I want to be in Georgia. You want to be the grandkids, don't you? Push those buttons. I mean, you know, it helps. All you need to do now is simply sign the contract so I can help you get what you want in the time frame you want. Wouldn't you agree that makes sense? Right? They're still objecting. What price do you absolutely have to have? Based on that, there are a couple of important questions. Why do you feel your home's worth that? Why do you think it's worth more than the neighbors that sold for the same amount we're talking about? And that was just last month, by the way. In today's market, means you've simply bought your home up to selling standards when they've done a lot of the work on it, right? All the homes need boom. And there may be somewhere in here where I said in our market, we can ask more, but that was because I wrote this when our market was rocking. Let me ask you a question. If a buyer wants to buy a home that they need to get rid of, buy your home. But they plan to get rid of the hot thing. The moment they buy your home, how much is it worth then? Did you add that to your home for the next buyer or for your own enjoyment? People need to really understand a lot of things you added. That built-in stereo system that you love so much that you spent $20,000 on, that was for your own enjoyment. If you'd like to take it with you, do it before we market the house. Take it down, patch the holes, no problem, but I'm not gonna get you more money out of your house because it's there. If you were purchasing a new home, two similar homes, quit doing that, kid. Which one would you buy? You know, you're just going down through these question lists again, right? And it's the same thing, but now we're really kind of bumping them more towards, we're not arguing, we're discussing. Whatever you do, don't allow somebody to get you into an argument. If they get riled up, say, hey, I understand you're emotional about this, it's your home. We need to try and somehow separate that to this being a house now that we need to sell. It's not your home anymore, it's going to be that buyer's home. So right now you're trying to sell a house. And I know it's hard to separate that, and that's okay, but I'm gonna try and help walk you through it, okay? And ease them up a little bit. And that might even be a time to ask for, hey, do you have a glass of water or something? If somebody offers you that when you sit down at the table, always take them up on it. They're hosting you, they're entertaining you, they're welcoming you to their home. That's important. And take a sip of it. Don't just take it and sit it there and go, thanks. Take a sip and go, oh man, it's so hot outside. Isn't it crazy? Get them talking. So all we need to do now is sign the contract. You're just bringing them right back to the same thing again. And then you're showing them the road to sold. This is our marketing plan that we have in our seller's guide. These are important. But if you put this out there, again, check it off. Price your home strategically using current market trends. Yep, we did that. I advise you on staging and decluttering your home to prepare for showings and photographs. Keep in mind that even while you live there, the goal is to keep someone else's new home. Check. Photography and or video property. Check. How about this, guys? You're doing these things. Send them the list again and say, I've done this already. And oh, by the way, yeah, I did distribute just listed cards to the neighbors. It doesn't say postcards. I put them out on their doors and I let them know that we're selling, and I invited them to the open house we're going to do, right? I have put it out on email and to our database, and it's already out on social media marketing. I've done that. I forgot to stock flyers in the house. We have our first showing tomorrow. You guys mind if I get there a little earlier if I just come right now? Go through this list with them, okay? And let them know where you are. And you are providing market updates until it's sold. Okay, if it doesn't sell, and it's been out there, and you haven't been giving them updates weekly, they're gonna be going, oh, they don't even talk to me, what the heck? Where'd they go? You need to talk to them, not daily, well, some are daily, but as a listing agent, you become a professional babysitter and handholder sometimes. But we're gonna provide you with ongoing team participation and support too, right?